What it do, everyone? So, of course, a couple days ago, a certain video of Jalen Hurts throwing an interception in uh, practice or training camp, excuse me, went viral. Of course, it was over the middle of the field, caught by Quinyon Mitchell, intended for, I believe it was Hollywood Brown, who, by the way, is like barely like making the team right now. But anyways, so from the footage of the video, obviously it is underthrown, but at the same time, this is training camp. This is kind of where you want to, try to fix your, what would you even call it? Maybe some of your flaws, maybe some things you need to work on. And, you know, obviously Hurts throws in the middle of the field, kind of underthrown, but also at the same time, a ball that could have been caught if it was tried for by Hollywood Brown. It obviously was not, and it was caught by Quinyon Mitchell. And almost in the clip, you can kind of see that Quinyon was like actually trying for it way harder than Hollywood Brown. I mean, obviously he was the one who ended up catching that ball, but at the same time, he looked more like the receiver in the instance. So I am going to show the video, but after that, obviously, I do have to get into the discourse around this whole debacle because the reaction to this, to me, was absolutely ridiculous for a training camp interception. Well, obviously, as I said, the video is basically exactly how I explained it. But what I wanted to take away from this whole situation, which a lot of people did, was, or I guess logical people did, was the view counts and I guess the interactions based off this video that was posted, of course, by the Eagles, thankfully not deleted, because, as we'll get to later, the point of the video wasn't about Jalen Hurts, but we'll get to that. But look over at the Bills. They posted Josh Allen throwing an interception. I don't remember who it was to, but I do have the picture up on screen. To 623,000 views. To Jalen Hurts is like, what, like 17 million. Absolutely insane. So one's perspective on this whole thing could be is that obviously not only has the media shown for years that they have a clear bias against Jalen Hurts, and honestly, I don't want to get into it in this video, but I mean, it's been proven to be pretty racial at times. But anyways, back to my point, not only does it prove that the media has this vendetta or some sort of weird point they want to make every time Jalen Hurts does something like throws an interception in training camp to prove some sort of point. When, I mean, we've seen, I mean, he's already, like, whether you like him or not as a quarterback, it's really irrelevant to this whole situation. He's accomplished already more than all these QBs that the media constantly guzzles. It's like, you want to look at Herbert, you want to look at Allen. It's like, Allen, I like Allen. Herbert, not so much, but I like Allen. So it's like, realistically, you would think that a guy with Allen's skill set would be held to a higher standard, but it's not. And like, this isn't only even really targeted towards Hurts. I mean, you've seen a lot of scrutiny in the media towards Lamar as well. Recently, I believe NFL on Fox released their top 10 most, or maybe it might have been more than 10. I think it was like top 30 or top 40, top 50, whatever, in that range. Most of players with the most pressure. And, like, Hurts and Lamar are literally, not even joking, 1 and 2. It's like, how? It's like you're talking about a former Super Bowl MVP and champion, a 2-time MVP in Lamar. It's like, how, like, in what world, especially in the NFL world, are these the two guys who have the most pressure? It's like you have guys in the league like Herbert, who quite literally, it's been made a meme at this point, that if this situation is right, and if that situation is right, he'd be able to go to a Super Bowl. And it's like, every year we play this fucking game with Herbert. Every year we play this fucking game with Allen, and they don't do shit. It's like, how many times have we, like, literally the AFC was wide open last year. Like, the Bills, if we look back at this Bills era with Allen and, like, McDermott / Joe Brady, more so McDermott. But if we look at this era of the Bills and we see, and let's hypothetically say they win no championships, we're going to look at 2025 as the year it should have been done. And who's to blame for 2025? Josh Allen. So, if we're going to play this game where Super Bowl MVPs of the past 2 years, by the way, not the past 20 years, no, past 2 years, if we're going to play this game where Super Bowl MVPs or league MVPs, multiple time league MVPs, are under the most pressure just a couple of years after they had these accomplishments happen, what is sports discourse, and more specifically NFL discourse, really coming down to? Because now we legitimately look at guys like Justin Herbert, who've literally been in the league for like 7 or 8 years and have done nothing. And we're going to look at them and we're going to be like, these are the greats of this time. Justin Herbert's a good quarterback. Justin Herbert is just as accomplished as Bo Nix. Or actually, no, he's less accomplished than Bo Nix. It's like you compare him to other quarterbacks in his division, and he's not even more accomplished than Mahomes. I mean, it goes without saying, but I'm not going to hold him to that standard, obviously. Mahomes, resume-wise, is better than everybody. But you're not even better than Bo Nix, who's been in the league for 2 years, 3 years. You're not, like, come on, man. We just have to raise the standard here on quarterback talk. We have to. This doesn't really affect as many other positions, but as far as quarterbacks go, the discussion really has to be changed, or we can't have a serious conversation surrounding quarterbacks again. It's like we either live in an age where stats are overvalued and accomplishments are undervalued, or vice versa. I think there's a way you can depict them, pretty equally, like where you can kind of take an accomplishment or take a good season for what it is, but they kind of have to even each other out at the end of the day, right? And Jalen Hurts has the statistics too. Like, I'm not saying he's not one of those quarterbacks who throws for like 40 plus touchdowns, but he'll split. He'll give you 26, 25 passing, and then he can give you 25, 26 in rushing. And people are going to say it's all from the tush push, but I mean, a lot of those rushing touchdowns are just regular rushing touchdowns as well. I mean, you're listening to someone who, I mean, throughout the fall, I mean, most of my time is spent watching Eagles games. So, I mean, obviously, outside of the shit I have to do in my personal life, like, most of my time is spent watching and, breaking down Eagles film. Like, we just have to change. To me, the conversation on quarterbacks has to be changed soon, or we're really seriously not going to be able to like realistically engage in these conversations anymore without everybody just sounding completely stupid. Here I want to talk about Quinyon Mitchell, of course. I mean, as impressive as that interception was, and I'm happy he's practicing on his catching. That's actually pretty much the whole section of this video I wanted to dedicate that to. Quinyon Mitchell has been heavily improving now. Obviously, I already view him amongst the best corners in the league. Like, he is in that Gonzo, PS2, Stingley, like, conversation. The one thing he's always been lacking in was his catching ability. He's like, he'll like be in position to have interceptions like a lot, but he'll like always drop them, and it's like, it's kind of frustrating. Especially as someone, I mean, Quinyon's probably like my favorite player on the team, or at least on the defense. But it's always frustrating to like see that. It's like, oh man, I just feel so bad. It's like, how badly he's getting pushed by Vic and all this shit for these interceptions, and they just keep falling out of his hands. But he's really been working on the catching in practice lately. I mean, obviously there's that interception on Hurts, but it's been his main focus. And I mean, you even have Vic Fangio saying he's a version of the regular season as far as interceptions go. He still has yet to record his first regular season INT, and I'm glad that's something that's been on his bucket list. Obviously, I mean, he is a very high value corner, so that is something that he should always be working on. But I mean, once I think Quinyon's able to get those to get his hands working and actually being able to intercept shit, I mean, there's a good chance. I mean, you even say he's, maybe the best corner in the league or top 2, but I would love to see Quinion have a year on defense this year. I mean, there's a lot of guys right now who are under some pressure on our defense that need to step up. Jalen Carter, Jordan Davis, Quinion Mitchell. He's got to get some interceptions. Cooper DeJean, I mean, he's always going to ball out. But, I do want to see these guys step up because obviously Howie is going to have to evaluate these guys over the years, see who stays, who walks, and maybe gets a bag somewhere else. But, I mean, we've paid Jalen Carter. We've paid Jordan Davis. Quinion, I mean, that time is going to come when it comes. Same thing with Coop. But, I hope Quinion does improve on the catching this year. My hope is to at least see, I'll set it out 4 interceptions. I want to see 4 interceptions out of Quinion this year at least. And with that being said, that's all I got. And I'll see you in the next video.